How to add salt to your water. Let's talk about what kind of salt to add first. We started off in August of 2013 with pink salt, and we got that at our local supermarket, and you can order it from places like, what is this, from Mercola. This is actually pink rock salt, which you can actually break down in a salt shaker that grinds it for you. We put it in our water, an 1/8 teaspoon per pint, and we started that because we had a water filter, one of those reverse osmosis filters, and that was stripping all of the minerals from the water. So I decided to start doing that, and we did that for 1.5 years. And when I discovered magnesium and minerals and wanted to add those to my water, I then dabbled with sea salt due to the person selling the minerals. So I discovered there was a couple different kinds of sea salt. There was sea salt from France, which is this one here, and you have Celtic sea salt. It's a very popular brand. You can find that in local supermarkets. This coarse grinds, fine grinds. We added this to our water for 4 years following the 1.5 years on the pink salt. Pink salt was 1/8 teaspoon per pint. When we started the sea salt, we went to 1/4 teaspoon per pint because we were also doing the magnesium, adding that to our water, which is going to be another video. After 4 years of doing the magnesium, we then started using the Australian magnesium, which is just this year. And this, to me, has the best taste. It's pretty much transparent in your water. You can barely taste it. There's 2 forms of that. We use this keto salt in our water to produce a higher amount of sodium and potassium when it's summer months and when you're sweating and working out, exercising. This one we add to our food. Tastes delicious on anything. These taste great on your food all the way through. One salt I didn't mention was the real salt from Utah lake bed. Very good salt. Basically, in a pinch, you can use table salt. One of the reasons I changed my mind about salt was after watching my grandmother for years salt her food like crazy, she just would salt the heck out of it. She's going to be 90 this year, and she has no health problems, no prescription problems, no issues with doctors, nothing of that kind. And it just struck me all these years, why is she adding so much salt? But I realized after now 5.5, 6 years of doing salt myself in my water and on my food like crazy, it's actually improved our health quite a bit. And that's another video for blood test results, etc. But we'll get into that another time. This video is about how to add salt to your water. So I typically, when I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon per pint, I make my water every morning for my wife and I, and this is how much water I'll be drinking every day, which is a 2-quart jug times 2, which is basically a gallon. Now you want to drink your body weight cut in half and convert it to ounces. Excuse me for that. So if you weigh 150 pounds, and that means take your body weight 150, cut that in half, divide it by 2, that's 75 ounces. That's how much water you want to drink a day. To that water, you want to add 1/4 teaspoon per pint of any sea salt or Himalayan salt. Pink salt, Himalayan salt, sea salt, it's all the same stuff. There's a variance of minerals, magnesium, and that's not so important as just using salt, period. So I drink this much water a day. My wife drinks this much water a day. So based on our body weight, mine is approximately 180. So for me, that's 90 ounces. So this is 128 ounces. So if I can drink 1.5 of these, I'm happy. But if it's hot and I'm working hard, I'll drink both. All right. So I don't make my salt water by the glass. I make it by these jugs. So what I'll do is I'll show you how I do that. I have inside of my salt container, and I do this every morning. I pour the water from my water filter. A note on filtered water: it doesn't matter what your filtered water is. Whatever water tastes good to you. It could be a Brita filter. It could be out of your tap. And I recommend tap water way over any purchased bottled water. You're already paying for it, and the tests they do to water that comes to your home are just incredible. The water is tested twice a day for all kinds of reasons and purposes that are, again, another subject for another day. But tap water over bottled water. If you're going to get filtered water or make filtered water, the best filter you can use, or any filter, is fine. So as long as you have your water going, that's great. Then you want to take, this is 64 ounces, half a gallon. That's 4 pints. So 1/4 teaspoon per pint, I am going to add 1 teaspoon per 2 quarts. That's half a teaspoon per quart, or 1/4 teaspoon per pint. Basically, I take my salt container every morning. This right now, because we're going into summer and spring, I'm using the keto salt. Very good salt. I'll have links to all these supplies below. I just get 1 level teaspoon. I add it to my first jug of water. Sometimes I dip it in there. And that's it basically. All you have to do then, and now this salt disintegrates or actually breaks down so fast, you can barely tell it's in there. And it starts to go ahead and dissolve into the water very, very quick. This type of salt I have found it's so tasty and it dissolves so fast you can barely tell there's any actually in the water. That's my jug ready for the magnesium. That's another video for another day, but in a bare essence of it, adding salt to your water, that's what the purpose of this video is to show you that if you're going to drink your water in jugs of this size, you're going to go ahead and use 1 teaspoon per half gallon, 1/4 teaspoon per pint, per quart, half teaspoon, and that's it. Again, those are the different salts. I'll have links to this stuff, and that's how you add it to your water.